The movie opens inside a German submarine where tension fills the air as soldiers receive an update. The USS Charlotte is nearby. The captain quickly orders a missile launch, and with bated breath, they watch as it strikes the Charlotte, sinking it to the ocean floor. In the chaotic aftermath, a lone survivor named Brian emerges, clinging to a wooden log for safety. Relief washes over him as he spots his friend Jimmy calling for help. But as Jimmy swims towards Brian, something sinister circles him. Ignoring the threat, Jimmy makes a desperate dash for safety, but is suddenly attacked. He resurfaces, only to be struck again, despite Brian's frantic attempts to save him. Just when Brian thinks he might be safe, a giant shark appears, mercilessly killing him. The scene then shifts to 80 years later, where we meet Noah, who is on a mission to find the wreck of the Charlotte. He's accompanied by his old friend Levi, who, despite his age, still has a sharp wit. The two are interrupted by three wealthy, arrogant men who mock Levi, questioning if he's ever found the Charlotte, though they grudgingly acknowledge his dedication to the search. Determined, Noah dives into the ocean, contacting Levi to check the comms. Levi, preoccupied with knitting hats, eventually responds, and the two banter about the tools Noah is using. As Noah descends, he suggests using high-tech ships to scan the ocean floor, but Levi reminds him that such equipment is beyond their budget. Undeterred, Noah continues his dive and soon spots something, a massive iron beam buried in the sand. Excitement builds as Noah realizes he may have found a warship. Levi, thrilled by the news, warns Noah not to venture out of signal range. Inside the warship, Noah is amazed to find it preserved, untouched by time thanks to being buried in the sand. The vessel looks as if it sank only yesterday. As the signal begins to weaken, Noah reluctantly decides to surface, but not before promising to return. He emerges from the water, thrilled that they've finally discovered the Charlotte. Later, Noah and Levi share drinks, with Noah expressing his wish for Levi to be the first man to witness her after 80 years. Levi, pleased, remarks that the old mad Levi was right all along, and it was worth it. Noah muses about inviting high-tech firms and Wall Street to dive the Charlotte, planning to add helicopter pads and refurbish their boat. However, Levi reveals they'll still be doing $40 dives after the historian Marines document it. The scene shifts to Noah's friends, Brett, his sister Sam, Riley, and Logan, who've arrived to spend time with him. A little girl selling handmade jewelry approaches them, and while Brett rudely brushes her off, Sam buys a bracelet, noticing the girl's injured finger. Being a doctor, she checks the wound, finds an infection, cleans it, and offers the rest of the payment on the condition that the girl gets the prescribed medicine. At Noah's place, Brett sarcastically comments on Levi's diving instead of Noah's, criticizing Noah for lacking ambition. Noah warmly greets Logan and Riley, but freezes upon seeing Sam, hinting at their shared history. Brett discovers a bottle of Black 40, but before he can drink it, Levi snatches it, asserting, "My bar, my drinks." As they share drinks, Riley teases Sam about his smile, joking that he must have found a girl. Noah, caught off guard, lies, saying her name is Charlotte, which upsets Sam until he clarifies he's talking about the boat that sank 80 years ago. Brett pushes for a dive, seeing it as a bonding opportunity, but Noah disagrees, stating the historian Marines will document it tomorrow. Despite Noah's reluctance, Brett insists, offering Levi up to $10,000 for the dive, but Levi refuses. Brett and his friends decide to spend their days drinking. One evening, while they're having fun, Brett asks for a picture, and Sam tries to approach Noah. Brett stops her, saying they'll talk to him later. Sam eventually joins Noah, who admits that Brett can be a bit harsh. They catch up on their lives, with Noah asking about her doctoring and island life, and both are happy. Noah then invites her to rejoin their friends, hoping to offer her a dance. But as they get closer, the lights go out. Moments later, Noah returns with gas, telling Levi he owes him $40. He learns that Levi hasn't paid the electricity bill and, after digging deeper, discovers that Levi borrowed $36,000 against his boat but can't repay it. Heartbroken, Noah suggests talking to Brett, but Levi resists. Noah insists, knowing they have no other options. Noah approaches Brett and asks for a chat. After confirming Brett's eagerness to dive the Charlotte, Noah demands $50,000 for the dive, and Brett agrees. When Noah asks him to be ready, Brett insists on involving the others or he won't pay. Left with no choice, Noah agrees. Brett updates the group on the dive planned for tomorrow. The next morning, Logan meets Noah at the boat, expressing concerns about their group drifting apart. Noah reassures him, and soon the others join, with Brett boosting everyone's spirits. As they head to the Charlotte, Sam sits with Levi, who's knitting to maintain motor function in his left arm. Levi jokingly calls it dexterity therapy, warning of the risks if he stops. As Levi glances at Noah, Sam tells him their breakup was because they wanted different things. They arrive at the dive site, and as everyone suits up, Noah warns them to be careful. Suddenly, Logan jumps into the water without his BCD, and Noah dives in after him. He rescues Logan and allows him to join the dive on the condition that he stays sharp. They soon enter the Charlotte, and Noah advises everyone to give each other space. As they move forward, Sam notices Noah wrapping a cable and asks about it. He explains it's the guideline, so they don't get lost. Noah also reminds them to stay close and keep at least 2 divers in sight at all times. When they reach the spot where Noah ended his last exploration, he warns them to avoid touching the beams. As they push on, they enter a room filled with tables and other objects. Brett and Logan start playing rock, paper, scissors, with Riley coaching them. Frustrated, Noah calls Brett back, saying they've gone far enough. But Brett, stubborn and arrogant, insists he's paying enough to decide when to turn back and forces Noah to continue. Descending to the lower level, Brett spots a medical log and calls Sam over to check it out. She finds an operating table, but Brett keeps pressing forward despite Noah's attempts to stop him. They enter another section where Brett finds an air pocket and suggests taking a break. He removes his mask to test the air, pretending to suffocate and startling everyone before revealing it was just a joke. Logan then pulls out a bottle and insists on a drink, ignoring Noah's warnings. After a sip, they hear a thudding noise, suspecting someone might be there. Noah tries to calm them, but something snags the guideline, breaking it and sending a wave of fear through the group. When Noah can't immediately find the way out, they panic, realizing they're trapped. Noah asks for their air readings, urging them not to rush, but they're all eager to leave. Riley sees sunlight and rushes toward it, hoping to find an exit, only to panic when she finds no way out. Noah calms her down and checks their air again, realizing Riley has the lowest at just 15%. He assures them they're close to an exit, just 2 levels up. As they move up, they notice something passing in front of the sunlight, and Noah hopes it's just a cloud. He checks Riley's air again, noticing it's down to 14%, and advises her to slow her breathing. Noah soon finds the way out and asks Logan to lead the group. Logan pauses to thank his friends, promising drinks on the boat, but before he can move, a shark attacks, severely injuring him. Seeing the blood in the water, Noah orders Brett to get Logan to safety, knowing the shark will strike again. As predicted, the shark returns, and Sam blocks its path. Brett calls Sam to help Logan, and she checks his wound, trying to comfort him with stories of worse cases she's handled. Sensing danger, Noah tells everyone to stay quiet. He spots the shark passing by, but Logan's cries of pain draw it back. They rush Logan to the medical room and lock the door. Sam calls Noah for help as she searches for a clamp to stop the bleeding from Logan's femoral artery. She finds one, but as she tries to clamp the artery, Logan's pain makes it difficult for her to proceed. Desperate, Sam searches for anesthesia and finds some expired vials. She injects the anesthesia locally and manages to clamp the artery, but it's too late. Logan loses consciousness, asking them to open the window. They attempt CPR, but it fails, leaving everyone devastated. Brett, now desperate, claims the shark needs blood and hints at using Logan's body as a distraction. They use Logan's body to distract the shark and try to escape, but Riley gets injured. Noah suggests returning to the air pocket since the shark is blocking their way out. Once there, they tend to Riley's wound. Brett then lashes out at Noah, blaming him for everything and accusing him of knowing about the sharks. He even admits to pushing Sam to dump Noah, calling him a loser. Noah, furious, fights with Brett until Sam intervenes, reminding them they need to work together if they want to survive. Noah then states the shark is likely sated now, and 3 of them can escape. He suggests Riley stay behind to wait for help, but she's scared. Sam volunteers to stay with her, and Noah leaves, advising them to leave if the air turns bad. As Noah and Brett reach the stairs, Brett gets distracted by the remains of Logan's body, feeling deep regret. He apologizes to Noah for pushing them too far. When they reach the beams, Noah finds the guideline, but suddenly spots the shark and warns Brett. They manage to dodge the attack, but Noah gets trapped. Brett helps free him, But as the shark returns, Brett locks himself in a room while Noah fends it off with his air cylinder. Noah then returns to Logan's body to retrieve the air cylinder. Meanwhile, Riley is terrified of dying like Jimmy, but Noah reassures her, explaining they couldn't make it to the boat. Back in the room, Brett looks at himself in the mirror, motivating himself to find a way out, and he does. Noah tells Riley that he and Sam will find another exit, while Brett should be able to get out safely. Riley waits while Sam and Noah search for an escape route. Eventually, they reach a munitions storage area and find an air pocket near the gun tower. Noah goes back to get Riley, while Brett, who has found his way out, follows the sunlight to the surface. He gets Levi's attention and warns him about the sharks. Levi tells him to swim to the boat, but halfway there, Brett is pulled under. He resurfaces, horrified to find one of his legs missing. Despite Levi's encouragement, Brett is attacked and killed by a shark. Meanwhile, Noah brings Riley back to Sam, and the two of them leave her alone again to continue searching for a way out. They find a magazine locker and upon opening it, are shocked to see a skeleton inside. Their surprise turns to joy when they spot sunlight filtering in. But before they can head for it, a shark appears, forcing them to lock the door and retreat to Riley. Noah reflects on how there were never supposed to be sharks here, blaming the tropical storm for their presence. He feels guilty for putting everyone in danger, but Sam defends him, blaming Brett for pushing them too far. Noah devises a plan to trap the shark in the magazine locker's cage, and Riley volunteers to be the bait since her leg is injured. Despite her fear when she sees the skeletons in the cage, Noah calms her. The shark soon arrives, and as it lunges at Riley, they manage to trap it, but Noah gets injured in the process. Sam tries to get him to the surface, urging Riley to stay calm, but the sharks attack and kill Riley. Sam then pushes Noah to safety, distracting the shark by hiding inside the Charlotte. Levi rescues Noah, working to stop his bleeding, while Noah begs him to save Sam. Meanwhile, Sam, low on oxygen, removes her BCD and returns to the air pocket to catch her breath. As she searches for a way out, another shark appears. She hides but is eventually found by the shark. Just as she's about to give up, she spots a rod and kills the shark. She heads for the surface, but another shark comes after her. At the last moment, Levi arrives and sacrifices himself to save her. Sam reaches Noah and informs him that Levi is gone. In the final scene, Noah is seen happily knitting and playing with his son, Levi. Sam calls him for help, revealing that they're now happy together. The movie ends with a shot of their friend's picture, honoring those they lost.